Alright, welcome to all of you fine ladies and gentlemen of culture, and even those of non-culture as well, as I believe this will kind of benefit everybody that follows the channel to a degree. So I definitely hope that you will spare your time for the next couple of minutes as I explain what I plan to do going forward. If you caught the last video explaining what happened in Summertime Saga, that essentially is what you should look into first in case you don't know what this is about. I'll have a link for you in the upper right corner or something. So, your daily dose of Falcon here on the channel is not going anywhere. Some people were asking within the last video, are you moving to another channel or something else? No. This stays here, so I read all of your comments from your tweets, a couple of emails that came in as well. Some of you, by the way, were very supportive. Some people even took to their own and decided to tip me over what happened. I mentioned the fact that I'm not really big on crowdfunding, even though this entire debacle is going to unfortunately see me switch my roles on that, but it seems to be one of those necessary things if I want to make this happen. But some of you were even kind of just to like tip me. It's something I don't ever bring up, but I did want to mention it because my thing is being open. I'm not going to be like quiet and be like, oh, people tip me, but I'm not going to let anybody know about it. That's not my thing. Some of you guys actually did, so I do appreciate it. Very generous of you. That said, the summertime stuff can't be done here on YouTube anymore. So I am going to be moving that stuff over to Patreon. So we are going to do the crowdfunding thing. Now, here is what I will tell you about this. I want to make this an experiment. Experiment of maybe 2 or 3 months. Just to give it time to see where it goes, where it leads us, because the stuff here on YouTube, this workload that I already do, which is recording, editing, and everything that goes in between, that continues there. Just because I'm no longer doing summertime or other culture content, doesn't necessarily mean that that free time, or at least that time is now freed up from my YouTube schedule. All it meant is that I had to replace it with other things now, which we have on the channel. So this culture stuff, the Summertime Saga stuff to begin with, is going to be added work that it will be added to myself. And people were like, well, why don't you just upload it in like, different sites, adult sites, you know what I'm talking about. The thing with that is that it would not, at least for me, be fiscally viable. Because I'm not entirely sure how those sites work in terms of compensation. I would have preferred to just continue doing my thing here on YouTube, because then I didn't have to get you guys involved. I could just continue doing my thing, and then I just have to worry about YouTube funding me for my work, as opposed to going to you guys. But because it's no longer an option, I have to turn to you in order to make this happen. So this is the reason why I asked you guys initially to give me a number that seemed fair to you, because I was already kind of leaning towards Patreon to just make things very simple for everybody. And this is where unfortunately my honest nature might smack me in the face, but hey, let me be honest with you about all the suggestions I got in the comments, Twitter, and emails. The least ones that I got though were 10s and 1s. 10 to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, sounded very generous. But, as good as 10 sounds to me, I gotta think, accessibility. 10 seems like a very high asking price. Recently, I cut off Netflix from my life. Just because I was probably sitting down to watch it like 3 or 4 times a year. And they keep jacking up the price for something I barely watch, as it is now. So I was like, no, for me, a bit too high. If I want to watch, Cobra Kai when it shows up once a year, I'll sign up for that month and watch it then. So that seemed too high to me. 1, very accessible, obviously. The thing is, I'm not sure how this is going to do. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth all the extra time and work I'm going to be put into my already set schedule. For 1 to play out, it would require an absurd amount of support, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out just yet. But here's something I want to put out there. Just because I don't know how it's going to do just yet, I'm not necessarily bury it and be like, impossible. Let's see how it plays out first. Ultimately, the one that I saw the most of, and it was the one that I was already leaning for as it was 5. And 5 seemed fair to me because there's plenty of streaming services I'm signed up to that's 5, like Shudder for instance, that I probably watch once a year. I forget I even am signed up to. But because it's 5, it's not like necessarily killing me. I'm not going like, oh man, I'm over here giving you $12 a month and I barely watch you. 5, it's kind of like, all right, well, you know what? I can't drink 2 cups of coffee a month or something when I'm out. So I think that's fine. 5. So as 5 was the overwhelming consensus, all you have to do is just put up 1 tier, $5, and let's just see how it goes, right? Well, not exactly. You see, I apparently have this thing in life where I like to complicate things for myself. Just make it more difficult than it really should be. My thing was accessibility. I don't necessarily want to paywall people, even though, in a way, I know I kind of am just because I need to make this fiscally viable for the extra work I will be doing. But I do also note all the ones that were suggested, and I realize how far 1 is from 5. So I decided to add something in between, the $3 tier. This one I'm calling the Squire of Culture. This is the accessibility tier. With this, you get access to all the videos I will be producing, completely uncensored, from Summertime Saga to wherever we may go after, because nothing stops the culture train. There's plenty of other games that have already been suggested to me to check out, so we definitely will be looking into those after Summertime Saga, or even during. Maybe on occasion you guys want me to switch it up and like maybe a week of something else and then a week of Summertime Saga. What's to stop us, right? So where does this leave 5, you're thinking? There's gotta be a perk, right, Falcon? If I'm gonna give you more, I expect something. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the type of world we live in. You know, you're gonna be paying more, you obviously expect more. I must give you perks. And this is the one that I'm going to be calling the Knight of Culture tier. $5 a month. This is a tier where you can get involved. Uncensored videos and access to a patron-only Discord where you have a direct line to me. This means you will have an influence on decisions made in-game, and I will poll you first about which games we cover in the future. And basically what all that means is that it's going to be a patron-only Discord for the Knights of Culture tier, and it's going to be a place where you can talk to me about whatever you want. I will be dropping in there, just discuss things in general, talk to you guys, just have human-to-human interactions, you know? Not just like, you know, oh, Falcon and I'm viewer. No, just actual human interactions, you know? Like normal people. Except, you know, behind computer screens, obviously. That's the type of world we live in now. But I will also give you the perks as in decisions that we make in games. Certain games have decisions I've asked in the past in videos. Guys, what do you think? Should I do this? Do this? Let me know in the comments. Well, this is a tier where you are the ones that I will be polling exclusively for decisions in games. And I will also take your considerations for games you want to see first ahead of my suggestions, for instance. So if you want to have, like, say, a hand in how we do things going forward on the Patreon culture content, that's going to be the one for you. So there you have it. 2 tiers, 3 and 5, very simple. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is foreign to me. I had no idea even how to set this up. I had to go to other channels for this. Look at their Patreon to get an idea how it all works. And some of them amaze me. Like, we have Patreons with like 8 different tiers, from $1 all the way up to $100 plus, which to me was just like, man, that's crazy. But I don't want to complicate things, I just want to keep it as simple as possible, 3 and 5. And as I've mentioned, 2 to 3 months is what I want to give as an experiment too, just to see if it's actually worth the extra effort and time I'll be putting on myself. So there's your tiers. What happens when you sign up though? What do you get access to immediately? Well, you instantly get access to all of my purge videos on YouTube as of right now, which means when you sign up, you'll have access to the upload site where Zombies Retreat, Shelter, and the first 16 episodes of Summertime Saga will be available to you. And as a bit of a bonus, episode 17, which never aired on the channel, will also be available uncensored. Now, the thing to keep in mind about 17, though, is that I recorded that before the YouTube purge, but I was able to edit after the YouTube purge. So 17 won't have any mention of anything that's happened since then, but it'll be your first uncensored video. And I suppose you probably want to know where this magical place is at too, right? This is how unexperienced I am with this. It's gonna be patreon.com/spicyfalcon. Just as you would normally spell it, but I'll have a link for you in the description down below the video. Hopefully a card pops up in the video itself, and I'll have it linked in the homepage as well, so it's easily accessible to any of you guys that want to support this. So there you have it. Hopefully you give it a chance, and I hope I have made this as accessible as possible to the majority of you. I know not everybody will be able to do it. I apologize, I wish it could be done differently, but as I mentioned, it's gotta unfortunately be worth the extra time and effort that I will be putting into this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you on this journey. I'll catch you next time.